Hi, everybody. I just wanted to give you some good news because we could all use good news right now, couldn't we? But what I really wanted to share is the good news is there is freedom in Jesus. And I know what some of you are saying. Well, Gabe, that's just a bumper sticker Christian saying, that it's a nice thing to say, but there's really not much to it, or um, because I know a lot of people think that following Jesus is just about a bunch of rules and stuff, and it's really not the case. And most Christians know that, but the people that aren't Christians, a lot of times they don't know that. I had a friend that I asked one time. I said, "What do you think we do at church?" And he said that he thinks that we sit around and we talk about how we hate gay people and who we can pick on that's doing something wrong and stuff like that. And that is not the case at all. Um, we all have things that we struggle with. We all have sin. And nobody thinks they're above anybody else or perfect or anything like that. I certainly don't think that I'm better than anybody. I have sin in my life. I've had sin. I don't have a big trouble. I've messed up big time sometimes, but I don't have a lot of problem with guilt because I know who to take it to. Um, and who just to give it to Jesus and then forget about it because that sin is forgiven once you take it to him. I had a friend one time that I grew up with in the youth group at my church, and he said to me, we were arguing something back and forth about, I don't know if it's about religion or political, I don't really remember. It had to have something to do with religion, but it may have started out on a political thing. But he said, and I grew up in the church with him, and same youth group, same everything. We heard the same teachings. I'm obviously a Christian. He is either an atheist or an agnostic. I forget which. But after a while, he couldn't beat me with the arguments. So he did what a lot of people do sometimes and tried to make it personal. And he said, "Gabe, um, he said, I know some of your sins from when you were a youth group," and I knew what he was talking about. I had no doubt in my mind. And then he, posted a little bit more, and it was clear that he was talking about what I was thinking about. And I said, I just typed down. I said, do it, because he was threatening to post it, if I didn't agree with him or whatever. And I finally just said, do what you got to do. And I typed, do what you got to do. I said, I'm not a slave to my sins. And I typed it just without even thinking. And then I kind of read it, and I kind of, stepped back a second. And I was like, I'm really not a slave to my sins. How awesome is that? I knew that, I know, of course, Christians know that, but how often do we really think about it, that we're not a slave to our mess ups and the things we've done in the past, that there is freedom in Jesus, that he frees us from those mistakes. And you may have to pay some earthly consequences for whatever you've done, but in the ultimate plan of thing, you don't have to feel any guilt for something you've done because Jesus has freed you from that. You don't have to worry about it. And that's very comforting. That's good news to me. And hopefully that y'all can see that too. And if you got something that's holding you back from going to church that you feel guilty about, because I know a lot of people feel that they're not worthy to go to church because of something they've done in the past. I don't care what you've done. I don't care if you've had an abortion, if you've killed somebody, which is the same thing, but if you've stolen, if you've, just been the worst person ever, you can find that freedom in Jesus. You just got to ask for it and accept the gift. And, you look at Paul. Paul murdered Christians. He was one of the worst persecutors of Christians, and he gave his life to Jesus, and now he's known as probably the greatest writer of the New Testament. And, so it just shows you God can use everybody. I never thought that God could use me to do anything, but I never thought I would speak at church. And I kind of got suckered into doing it, and then everybody liked it, and then I became more confident in it. But if you told me 15 years ago that I would preach at church one day, I would say no way. But God gives you that strength. He gives you the things to say. And some of the best lessons that I've done have been things I've changed at the last minute and just talked from the heart. And that's one thing I like about doing these is I don't have to have a plan. I don't have to plan out anything I say on here, because I can just talk to y'all from the heart, and even say things that maybe I wouldn't say at church, because I really don't have that problem, but there are times I hold back because some people might get offended or whatever, but that's rare. But there have been lessons that I've changed to do that. Sorry, my buddy Will's trying to call me, but we just need to. I just remember that you have freedom in Jesus. He messed my train of thought up, but there's freedom in Jesus, and you can have that. All you gotta do is ask. Find a preacher. If you don't know the gospel, have somebody talk to you about the gospel. Call me, text me. Christians. The world thinks that we like to judge people and pick on people, and that's not the case. We're trying to help people. We believe that, and obviously we believe in God, and we believe, that, there are certain people that, need to hear about Jesus, and that their souls are in, danger of going to hell, and we don't want that. So it's not that we think we're above anybody or we're picking on anybody. We just we care more about people than other people. I mean, because I would want somebody to say something to me if they knew something, if they believed something that was hurting, that I was doing could hurt me, especially for eternity. I would want people to say that to me, but so it's just a love thing if any, non-believers are watching. So, but y'all have a good day and stay safe. Love y'all.